everybody. My name is Joe Selfo, and I'll be presenting to you guys about leadership within a college football head coach. I picked this topic just mainly because I've got a lot of experience just being around different college football head coaches. I have a unique situation to where I've been around two of them. So that's normally one more than most everybody else that plays college football. I grew up with my father, who has been a college football head coach as well. So I have a different perspective on it, and I thought it was going to be really interesting. It's also my dream job one day. And so I hope to accomplish this. So it was great getting some more information on it. And I'll start my presentation now. So what it takes to be a college football head coach. It takes organization, motivation, communication skills, structure, discipline, and leadership. One of the most important things on this list is leadership. If you can't make a group of people come together as to make one plan and build their process and build their culture, then you might not have much success. So that's why I say that leadership is one of the most important things. So organization. It takes someone who is able to get everyone involved within the team to be on the same page and have the same plan organized and communicated to the entire group. That's kind of what I was saying earlier, just about getting everybody on the same page. Having a vision for your team, for your staff members, for everyone involved in your organization, and just having it written out and just organized, and it'll help the flow of things. Without organization, the workplace can be hectic and chaotic. So you think back to all those times where you've been a part of a collaboration or a group or a meeting where your leader might not know what's going on, and you're sitting there like, what the heck is going on? There's no organization. It's just chaotic and hectic. So you don't really get too much out of the meeting. Having a plan and executing it shows organization and leadership. That's setting up a blueprint for what you want for your team to be successful as. So that's getting guys to buy into the culture. So for example, here at NC State, I'm a current student athlete here on the football team, and we use one of our missions is called One Pack, One Goal. And we call it, and it means a united mission to win a championship. And so that's having a plan. That's every day you walk in the building, you see that. Every day we get text messages about where we need to be, what we need to do. Just a plan and organization. Try not to let someone within your organization not know what the plan is. That's another key to organization, because if someone's not on that track with everyone else, then they're going to get left. Everyone hears the term, if you're not in the boat, then you're out. You get left. So that's important when it involves organization. Motivation. So there are different types of motivation within building a college football team. Positive motivation. Typically the most successful use of motivation when it comes to college football players. When you see a head coach be positive towards their team, it allows for the team to have a boost of good morale. And I'll explain that a little bit. And that's just something simple as encouraging a guy. He might be down, he might be struggling, because there's so much more involved than just being a football player when you're at this level. So just a pat on the back, encouragement, say, for example, hey Joe, you're doing great in your classes. That can really go a long way. And guys on the team, other than him, might look at him and be like, oh wow, that's awesome, coaches, recognizing him. I want to get recognized as well, so I'm going to work even harder. That's just part of, like in the summer workouts, you have a team of the weeks or player of the weeks, and that's just another positive encouragement sign. It's just part of the motivation to get these guys going. So negative reinforcement motivation. This typically does not work too well with athletes, but sometimes the kids respond well to it. A great example of that is you have a guy at practice who might be struggling, and the coach yells at him negative, and it might spark the guy to do better. So that's one of the very slim chances of the negative reinforcement motivation. But like I said in my presentation, it's not too common. I haven't seen too much of a success rate with that. I spoke with my current coach, my dad, and other coaches that I know, and Denarius, who is also in this class as well. He's a coach. So I used my resources, reached out, did some research on it, and positive reinforcement is one of the biggest forms of motivation that you can use. My type of motivation is positive, so I respond well to positive reinforcement, and also I encourage other people positively, like when I'm being a leader. With my position group or the team, I'm just positive with them. I always try to take the positive out of every situation that's presented itself. Communication skills. Being able to effectively communicate with your team allows the head coach to have relationships with players beyond the game of football. This is key to building that family, to being on that plan, because you know the kid not just as a football player, but you communicate with them and you talk to them about things going on in their life, what they're going through, and it's just really how you approach them. We talk about it all the time in this class in our collaborative sessions. It's just effective communication, and that's how the key to relationships form, the key to team building form, the key to collaborative meetings form. Is when you have that effective communication, you lead to a higher success rate. There are going to be problems within a team, but being able to communicate with one another gives you the best chance to work together through the problem. For example of that, if you're struggling outside of football, maybe you got in trouble, you went out, or something happened, but you communicate with your coach communicates with you, then you can solve the problem together. If you have all these things in your mind you built up and you're not communicating with the coach, then how is he supposed to know that you're going through something if you're not effectively communicating? And then the other hand of that, it's when you look at the head coach. If the head coach is frustrated with your team, or they're not performing well, but the head coach isn't talking to the team about why and what they need to do better, and they're not effectively communicating with each other, then the negativity is just going to build up in the room. It's going to be like an elephant in the room, and I mean, it's never going to get solved. It's just going to be, everyone's going to be part of the problem, not the problem solving. When it comes to being a leader to a whole team, it is important that the head coach has relationships with his players and staff. That's like I talked about earlier. Being a head college football coach isn't just dealing with the players. You have assistant coaches, you have other staff members, you have training room, equipment room, nutritionists. There's so many people that make up your organization. If you can have a relationship with them, it'll allow them to buy into your plan even faster. And then the more you associate your staff and your personnel with your team, with the players on the team, then the easier it's going to be for all of them to collaborate with each other and buy into everything. And you might be wondering, how does that relate to communication skills? But everything from as simple as walking down the hallway and speaking to someone is a form of communication. So you gotta, as a head coach in college, it's important to just build those relationships through effective communication and express your feelings and know exactly what the other one's thinking. Structure. So this kind of plays into the organization part a little bit as well. It's knowing what to do and why you're doing it. A head coach must have structure within their organization. For example, if the head coach wants to incorporate something into the team, it is important that he communicates it with the team, then builds it into the schedule where you are not wasting anyone's time. So for example, that is the scheduling practice. So I did a lot of research in with my applied research paper, just talking about the benefits of practicing in the morning whether compared to practicing at night. So when you're a head coach, some guys don't like waking up and some guys don't like practicing at night. So you're not going to get everyone's full approval of the situation, but if you can provide structure and provide meaning to why you're making them do that, then it'll allow your partnership with your team and your staff members to know what's going on, and just having a structure. Okay, we're going to be here, 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 and here's why we're doing here, 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 here. If that makes sense. And it's just like, if you tell me to do something and I don't know why I'm doing it, then I'm going to fight it. I'm not going to want to do it. But if you tell me, all right, here's why you're doing it. Here's why we moved practice back 20 minutes so you guys can get an extra 20 minutes of sleep. All right, I understand, Coach. Thank you. So that's just an example that I wanted to share with you guys. So discipline. This is huge. There are going to be problems within a football team. The head coach is responsible for holding everyone involved within the organization to a standard he sets from day one. For example, the rules are the rules. If you break them, no matter who you are, there will be consequences. No one is bigger than the team. And that sentence right there, no one is bigger than the team, can apply to anything, not just being a head football coach, or it can apply to anything. Whether you're in business, whether you're running a volunteer group, no one is bigger than the team. No one is bigger than the person next to you. So that's where I think that discipline is a huge part of your team, because if you can hold people to the same standard, including yourself as the leader, you need to hold yourself accountable as well. Then, it allows everyone to be on the same page, if that makes sense. And then there's going to be other leaders on the team, and they can help hold the other teammates accountable as well. It can't just be one guy with all the power and trying to run everything. There's players on a team that can be leaders towards one another as well. Leadership. So how well can you take a group of diverse individuals and get them to collaborate together and reach the goals set by the team or coach? Showing passion, heart, and desire can positively impact all the organizational members. That goes back to earlier. I talked a little bit about having the right attitude. I was talking about communication. But so as a leader, as a head football coach, when you show up to work every day with a smile and a work ethic that no one can top, then that's going to rub off on everyone around you because you're in that position of leadership. You're at the top. You're a lot of people's, you sign off on a lot of people's paycheck, So a lot of people are turning to you towards adversity, when adversity hits, and even when things are going good. So if you can just show up with passion, heart, and desire, then that's going to feed off the people positively. That's part of being a great leader, in my opinion, is because when people look at you, when you're in a position of power or a position of leadership, and they see you just working just as hard as someone who's not, then that's going to inspire them to want to go to work. That's going to inspire them to want to go bust their butts every day for you. Showing you care, patting someone on the back, respecting people, and treating people the right way, no matter who they are all signs of being a great leader. So, for an example, our head coach here, Coach Dave Doran, is one of the best leaders that I've ever been around. And it was my first day this summer. I had just gotten here, so I was a new guy. And I saw Coach Doran down the hallway, and I spoke to him. Hello, Coach. How are you doing? He was like, I'm doing good. How are you doing? So he was personable with me. And then as he continued to walk down the hall, I noticed that he stopped and talked to one of the janitors, and he just asked them about how their day was. What's going on with them? Hey, if you need anything, let me know. And I heard it. And then from then on, he just grabbed my attention. And I was like, all right, this guy's a great leader, and I could tell that from day one. So it's just the little things. It's just keeping everyone up and going and bought in and having fun and showing that you care about them, not just as a worker or anything. What separates you from everyone else? Why are you a leader? I ask anybody who watches this PowerPoint. Everyone is a leader in some way, whether it be you're a leader in your family, whether you're a leader in your church, whether you're a leader in your community, sports team, job, whatever it is, you're a leader, whether you want to be or not. Anybody can be a leader. And so that's why I ask you, what separates you from everyone else? Why are you a leader? And for me personally, I just think that I'm a leader because I care about people. And if you care about people, then the people are going to care about you. And when you're not a leader, you tend to look at the negatives in every situation. But for me, I really try my best to look at the positives in everything that's going on. I know everything's not always roses, but there's so many things that people take for granted every day. And I just try to be a leader from that aspect, and let people appreciate what they have. Let them know how much they have. And but what separates you from everyone else? So collaboration. Like we talked about all semester in this class, is just how do you bring people together, communicate with them, and get them on the same page. Bringing together over 150 players and staff can be very difficult, but by communicating, being organized, and having structure, it can help to ensure that success is within reach for the team. Setting a standard and holding people accountable to the standard is key to collaboration. People come from all over with all sorts of backgrounds, so how can you get them all together on one page? And I think that's the most special thing that there is about being a head football coach in college, because it's so diverse. You always hear the term diverse, but I think that a locker room and a football team is one of the most diverse places in the world. Like I really do. There's so many people from so many different backgrounds, and it's unbelievable to see that everyone's on the same page and everyone wants to accomplish the same thing. So in return, you have like this sense of brotherhood, this sense of relationships, this sense of just friendships, true friendships. But when you think about collaboration as a head football coach, you not only have to collaborate with the team, you not only have to collaborate with your offensive and defensive coordinators, you have to collaborate with the strength coach, with the equipment manager, with the nutritionist, all these different people, on a daily, weekly basis, everything, to get people organized, to get people to have structure, to communicate with them and let them know what you are looking for out of them, and let them know what they are looking for out of you. So I think that's really neat, that it's not just the football team, it's not just you're collaborating with the media or something, you're collaborating with everyone, and they're all working towards the same goal. Everyone in a football building, they want to win. It's a team. Everyone that's here is part of a team. And so that's the neat thing, is just bringing people together and getting them on the same page. That is the biggest. I can't stop saying that, because that's the biggest thing. And everything that I've talked about, organization, collaboration, leadership, every structure, discipline, it all forms around that. And that's it. That's it for my presentation. I hope all of you guys enjoyed. I hope I included everything. I think I did. But thank you for your time.